Hi, and welcome back to Life Mastery School by Dennis Berry. I'm Dennis, and this is the Mindfulness and Meditation series. In this video, we're going to talk about different types of meditations, different techniques, forms, positions, and postures. And I'm never really very strict about any of this because what I find is that when I'm doing what feels right in the moment, I get the most benefit out of my meditations. But ultimately, we want to find a style or a practice that complements our personality and is going to help us achieve our goals and our needs. So at least in this video, since there are countless ways to meditate and no right or wrong positions, let's find a comfortable position. Maybe it's sitting with your legs crossed. Maybe it's in the lotus position or the half lotus position, or maybe it's in your favorite chair with your feet planted on the ground. Fidget around a little bit if you need to until you find your happy, comfy position and shake the bugs out. We really want to attempt to not make any voluntary movements throughout the meditation process. It really keeps us in the calm, intentional, aware, meditative state, which will ultimately produce the best results we're looking for, which in this case is inner peace and growing mindful awareness. Now, please note that we aren't necessarily doing a formal meditation in this video. It's simply an intro to different types and techniques. I have other guided meditations at the end of this series, and you'll see those pretty soon. So to return to what we've been talking about right here, when we are upright, we feel confident and purposeful about what we're doing. If we're sitting there slouched over and just kind of sitting or laying with our head resting in our hand or with our elbow on the table, we're not really being intentional, and our minds will tend to drift more towards like the useless or even harmful thoughts we're trying to detach from, if that makes sense. And sometimes we lay down like for a sleeping meditation, which is designed to help us fall asleep or to stay asleep. Now we drop into a laying down or a sleeping position. We have an entirely different goals than when we're upright. So if your goal is to become more mindful and increase your awareness around a certain situation or just in general, I find it best to be sitting upright, and we'll have sleeping meditations another time. So now we want to simply drop in to whatever makes you feel comfortable. This will create an intentional or purposeful atmosphere rather than just having a wandering mind, which in a lot of cases is what causes some of our problems in life in the first place. So again, there isn't necessarily a right or wrong, good or bad way to do any of this. I'm just trying to create an intentional atmosphere of awareness. Now, some people think you should close your eyes, and some think you should keep them slightly open, staring at a spot 3 feet in front of you like Buddha does in most of the images we see of him. But I want you to do what feels natural and comfortable in this moment. Tomorrow you might do something different because it will feel natural and comfortable tomorrow. So let's focus on right now. Now for your hands, some people like to cross them in front of themselves, and some touch finger to thumb and keep them on their knees. But I want you to do what feels natural and comfortable in this present moment. Great. Now we're ready to go. So now that we're in a meditative position, let's chat about some different popular types of meditations. And again, there are countless types and techniques, so we're just going to touch on a few of the more popular ones. Number one is a mindfulness meditation. And since this is a video series on mindfulness and meditation, this one is very appropriate. And it's very popular, and it has its origins in the time of Buddha 2,500 years ago. And it's really the most popular type of meditation practice in our culture nowadays. The idea is that we simply observe our thoughts as they pass through us without judging them or becoming attached to them. And we want to bring awareness to our patterns of thinking and not let them affect us negatively. Then we can carry this attitude and freedom into our daily lives and interactions with others, not allowing their behaviors to affect us. It's beautiful stuff. The second, most people think of yoga when we talk about movement meditations, and movement meditations are really powerful. And piggybacking on what I said previously with mindfulness, yoga is making mindful, intentional movements, holding poses, and focused breathing. But movement meditation can really mean any focused movement. if we're being mindful and intentional. For me, swimming is a meditation, but walking on the beach or in the mountains can be a movement meditation. Gardening or cooking. For me, cooking is I'm a chef. Driving on a country road or any gentle, mindful type of movement will help calm us down and become mindful of our thoughts, words, and actions. People who find relaxation in calm action rather than stillness tend to love this type of movement meditation. The third is mantra or chanting meditation, and this is very popular in Buddhism and Hindi traditions, and I've done a lot of this. It's basically chanting a word or a series of words repetitively, which produces a calming effect throughout our bodies and increases our levels of awareness. It helps us become deeply connected with our surroundings. There are popular chants like Om Mani Padme Hum, which literally translates to praise to the jewel in the lotus, which might sound a little weird to us normal folks, but it's considered by many to encompass all of the teachings of the Buddha. It's very popular. Om Mani Padme Hum. And the first word in that chant is Om, which is the most popular chant in the world of meditation and translate to the vibration or sound of the universe. And it basically represents divine energy and generosity, and it purifies the ego, which we could all use a little of. And sometimes if I'm feeling lazy, I'll simply hum for a few minutes at the start of my meditations, which is similar to the Om chant, and which sends a calming vibration through my entire body. It's an amazing feeling, and then I'll drift into silence and stillness with a calm spirit. I do it like this. And the longer I do it, the deeper I go. And then when I get silent, my body is so calm. It's very powerful. Try it. The fourth is focused meditation. It can actually be intertwined with any of these others, and realistically speaking, all of these are intertwined with the others. But focused meditation is basically using any or all of our senses to help us get focused. Focusing on our breath is the most popular, and since we all have to breathe, it helps us to pay attention to our breathing patterns, allowing our breath to simply happen. To not necessarily try to control our breath, but to allow it to pass through us, just like our thoughts. When we speak of focused meditations, this is an internal factor, but there are also external factors like staring at a candle flame, lighting incense, ringing a meditation bell, or counting mala beads. The idea is to essentially draw our focus to these internal or external factors rather than our erratic thoughts. It works very, very well. The fifth type is Transcendental meditation, or TM. And TM is probably the most recognizable name in the world of mindfulness and meditation. Popular for a number of reasons, but basically it's very simple, natural, and effortless. There's no real philosophy or belief system you need to know, which is what makes it so popular. The idea is very similar to the ocean analogy I referred to in the earlier video on what to do with our minds during meditation. To briefly recap, the surface of the ocean can sometimes be peaceful, calm, and serene, but then sometimes a storm can roll in, and it can be violent and deadly on the surface. But beneath the surface, just a few meters down, it's calm and serene and naturally silent, just like our minds. The surface of our minds is like the surface of the ocean. I like to call it the gotta mind. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta make money, I gotta get the kids to school, I gotta lose weight, gotta. But our natural tendency and our natural desire is to have inner peace, calmness, clarity, and focus. We all have this peace in our mind that's already calm, awake, and aware. We simply need to access it. We simply need to remove our gotta mind. We need to turn our attention from the surface of the mind and the deadly waves and storms inward to the calm center of our minds, which are already calm. Think of it this way. Is it hard to watch a good movie? No, because our minds are drawn to it. we're focused. It's natural to get into the movie. And it's the same with our minds. We are intuitively drawn into the peaceful, calm areas of the mind rather than the deadly, turbulent thought patterns that keep us in fear, panic, and stress. With TM, or Transcendental Meditation, you use a short little mantra or a word which helps keep you centered or draws you back into that calm place when you notice your mind wandering, or if you're caught in the storm on the surface of the ocean. It's very simple, very popular, and very effective. More on that another time. So like I said, there are countless tips, tricks, and techniques on how to meditate. This is just an intro series to mindfulness and meditation. I'm barely just scratching the surface here. It's so important to just make a start and find something that suits you best at this point in time. There are also visualization meditations, loving kindness meditations, and progressive muscle relaxation, which I have a guided meditation video on in this series, and the list can go on and on. Over the last 20 years, I've practiced so many different types of meditation, and every time I connect with one, I thought, wow, this is the one I've been waiting for. I'm going to do this forever. And then at some point, I realized that I've drifted into another form that suited me better at that point in my life. Life just continues to change. Regular mindfulness and meditation will help you drop below the deadly surface of our gotta mind and change along with it. If you're having a tough time navigating through these techniques, let me know and we can work on it together. I hope you heard something great in this video. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.